What's up, guys? This is my 2001 Ford Ranger 2.3 liter 4-cylinder manual transmission, and today I need to replace the radiator. I got one. It's an Auto Shack brand from Amazon. It was $89 with free shipping. I know at the local parts store it's like $277, and at the Ford dealer it's like $300. So I seen one video on YouTube, but it was him already having the radiator installed, so maybe I can make a video and help one of you guys out. So I think what I'm going to start with is getting this air intake tube off, and then I will probably take the power steering reservoir mount off here, and I think up here, and then just get this set off to the side. So let me get this off and then we'll go from there. All right, so now that I got the intake boot off, you just take it off with there's a clamp here, one bolt here. That's where the bolt is. Clamp and clamp. Oh, and then you got to take this cover off as well if you still have it. That just sits above there. That'll give you a little bit more space and room to get this thing out. The next thing that I'm going to do is take this off, the power steering reservoir. All right, so the power steering reservoir is off. It's just these three bolts, 1, 2, 3, and they are an 8mm socket or 8mm size. And then I think what I'm going to do next is, well, I don't have barely any radiator fluid, but I'm going to take this upper hose off. Okay, just so you guys don't make the mistake that I did, I recommend you drain out your radiator first, and that should be on this side. There's a little plug down there that you can unscrew. Drain all your coolant out, then you won't have a mess and have to crawl up underneath your truck and get all dirty and have coolant go everywhere. Now you have to clean and wash out your garage. So to get to the plug to the radiator, to make it easier, there's a drip pan just underneath the radiator here. There's 2 bolts on each side. This is the driver's side. Then I can't tell if that tab might need to come off, but 2 bolts right there. They're 10mm, I believe. But let me get this off and then we can get to that plug. Okay, I have one side down. There is a little tab plug thing right here. It's not hard to get off. Just pull on it gently, but apply a little bit of pressure and it'll come down. Just to show you guys how this is, or how to take it down. Very easy. Just apply a little bit of pressure on it and it will come down just like that. And like I said, before you start this, well, I guess if I really thought about this, I would have just put the upper radiator hose back on, which I think I will do right now. That drip pan's off now, and then plug is right here. This is the plug. It will drain out all the radiator fluid and you should be good to go. Okay, so I attempted to take that drain plug off. It's a 19mm. When you do take it off, it's plastic, so just be careful with it. I think this radiator is so old that, you know, the plastics became really brittle. So anyways, I'm gonna take this lower radiator hose off, this alligator clamp, you can use a pair of pliers, pull it back, and then what that should do for you is get this free in order to pull this hose off. This little hose got to come off. It's on the driver's side of the truck. Take this off, put it to the side, and then what I think I'm going to do next is take this fan shroud, and there's 2 bolts on each side, driver and passenger side, and I think this is held on as well. So I'll probably take these off, push this towards the motor, and hopefully I'll have enough room to pull the radiator out. Oh yeah, for sure it'll give me enough room to pull the radiator out. So on the radiator, I believe there's 2 bolts as well, but we'll find out here shortly. I know there's one here and there's one here. So let's see. All right, the radiator is out. It was just 2 bolts at the top and it slid up and out. You just got to keep in mind, this fan shroud may get in the way of the radiator. Just take your time as you're taking it out. These lines right here kind of got in the way, but not too bad of a job. Here is the new radiator, or sorry, the old radiator and the new radiator. And what we will need from the old radiator is these mounting tabs or whatever to go on the new ears of the radiator. So I will do that real quick. All right, so these are on. These tab spacers, whatever you want to call it, on both sides. Drain plugs tight. These fittings right here, top and bottom, they're capped off, but these are for an automatic transmission. So if you have an automatic transmission, I believe it should be the same process. You just have to take these lines off that's going to your tranny. So let's get this new radiator in. All right, the new radiator's in. Just the 2 bolts right here, and everything will go in reverse order now. You just have to manipulate this just a little bit. There's a mounting tab at the bottom here's the old radiator, but there's a little tab that this sits on. So you know you're on the tab when this sits flush, sort of flush, just like that. Then yeah, everything should be in reverse order. Fan shroud on. There's another little mounting tab, just right there. The bottom piece just sits in there, and the 2 bolts at the top. So let's get this back together and get coolant in it and it driving again. All right, so fan shroud's back on. This upper hose is back on. I didn't end up using the zip ties for this piece up here. I just put the old tabs back in, they worked. The power steering reservoir is on and mounted. And now I gotta do the lower radiator hose. The intake boot, and it should be ready to fire. I just got to get some coolant. Intake is on. There's a clamp here that goes onto the air box, clamp here that goes onto the throttle body, and then this little box here, just a little bolt here, and then these 2 bolts on this cover, and then yeah, lower radiator hose, and that'll be it. All right, once all this is done, then you'll move on to bleeding the coolant system. So I got more coolant, had to put the jump pack on the truck. But what you're gonna want to do is start the truck up. Turn the heat all the way on, or to the max. Turn that on. Then you're just gonna want to wait till the system burps out. Okay, the reservoir is full. What you want to do is have your cap off when you're doing this bleeding, just so the bubbles can work its way up the system. Because when you put the cap on, it pressurizes the system and it will create an air pocket in the system, and it won't bleed out. And what you can look for is when the truck is at operating temperature, if there is heat inside the truck. That's usually how I do it, and how I know the system is bled through. Because if there wasn't any heat in the truck, that means that there would be an air pocket inside the system. But once the truck warms up, everything should be good. Put your cap back on, drive the truck around for a little bit, and then let it cool off, and then come back to it and just see if you need to fill it up, and then you should be good. But yeah, if this has helped out some people, great. It could save you a little bit of money than to bring it to the mechanic. All right, guys, it's the next day. Coolant system is all bled out. I took it on a test drive last night. Like I said, when you get back from the test drive, let the truck sit, then go and top off the reservoir in the morning. But yeah, fairly easy job, and now the truck's gonna go up for sale. If you guys have any questions or anything, comment below and let me know, and I'll answer it if I can. If not, if somebody else sees the comment, feel free to answer it.